U7 Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Now you can enjoy an extra free coins for every order. Don't miss the opportunity for up to 4 million free coins. Use my code Inception for another 8% off. Okay guys, so I was gonna do the evolution video, but we're gonna just not do it because, brother, the evolutions, they're so outdated for what this game currently is. It just doesn't make sense to like even make videos for those things because, one, people aren't stupid. You know, those videos, I think I've done like the last like 4 or 5 of those and they haven't surpassed 10k views. To be fair, most videos won't surpass 10k views with the current gameplay content situation of this game. But we are gonna be talking about the leaked team for Shapeshifters, which hopefully makes this game a little bit more interesting. I don't know if it will, to be completely honest with you guys, because this year has definitely been one of the more cooked years for this game. We might be doing a discussion video at some point in the future, so we'll see. We'll see what the vibes are there. I try not to do it, but I think I can approach it more from a position of like just doing like a regular discussion about it. We'll see. We'll see what the vibes are. Anyways, yeah. So let's talk about the team. This is the team that is fully leaked, apparently, right? So, yeah, so these are the official stats and the official playstyle pluses, right? So there's going to be some cards here that if we can get our hands on for the review, then we'll definitely check it out. I think for some of the lower people here, like it would have to mostly be like actual attackers, right? Like a Maradona might be worth a review. Konate, honestly, might be worth a review just because of how funny that could be. Kane, like all the top cards here, like Olise, Rashford, maybe Enrich. Like there's a couple cards we could do reviews for, right? But let's take a look at some of the base mechanic stuff from some of these cards that could potentially make them very good or very bad. Cafu could actually CDM, well, hopefully as center mid because he actually has mainly center mid stuff. But CDM, first touch, tiki-taka, yeah, he has a lot of center mid stuff if he actually like commits on the attack. But Maradona, gonna be real with you guys, I never tried out any of the higher rated versions of Maradona. Like this card right here, I never gave him a shot. I have no idea what he's like. Super expensive card. I wasn't like super crazy impressed with the evolution cards when they released them, right? Obviously, when they did release them, this card was a significantly better card. Being a market player, being a significantly higher player in price. With Maradona, over here, they have finesse shot, rapid, incisive, and a technical, which to be fair does match how you would imagine Maradona would play IRL, right? I do feel like he probably needs some stuff like a press proven and stuff to kind of compensate for like dribbling so that his dribbling can be as responsive as possible, especially for a card that, I mean, we're in the end game stages. This is a 99 dribbling card. You want that to feel really nice on him, right? You're probably going to utilize a lot of the technical, a lot of the L1 dribbling stuff on him. Probably going to have both of the right-sided positions as well as the cam positions. I can imagine him having like shadow striker and a playmaker. So yeah, he can actually have a lot of potential. Cool dynamic that they ended up choosing for this one. It's actually pretty sick. Konate, more just a matter of body type. I don't know if he would be like the most agile goalkeeper, but like he's really big body type wise, so he actually could be a sick goalkeeper, to be honest with you. Like there's potential there. We're not really looking at stats wise, we're just more so looking at the fact that he's a 6'4" player with a tall and normal body type. I don't know what normal means because he's pretty thickish in game, so that's going to be an interesting one with him being as a goalkeeper. Kane needs a press proven. If he gets a press proven and he has the rest of those things, like as a center mid, honestly, if you enjoy using like 4-3-3s and that card is your center mid, he probably has like a 5-star weak foot on this, to be honest. Like that's what I would assume, right? 5-star weak foot with the finesse shot, paint pass, intercept, which is huge, and then he probably has like a regular anticipate and then incisive pass. Like the center mid base position that he has is probably going to be his best position. Like I said, if you play a 4-3-3 with a holding midfielder, he could definitely be very nice, to be honest with you, right? Griezmann, I never tried out Griezmann's card. He did have a team of the season, which was the team of the season highlights, this card right here. People did like this card, right? It kind of brought them back to, I guess, what he used to be. I think a lot of people, when they were using this card, they were using him in a 2-striker lineup, right? So because he's a 2-striker lineup, you can utilize incisive pass, more finesse shot, all that kind of stuff. This card is going to be changed to the cam position, which I think is a really big deal because 4-2-3-1 narrow is a really nice formation to use now nowadays. And I think that with Griezmann getting that position change, there's like different options you can work with, right? 4-2-1-3. He might even get like sided position changes too, because it's not just going to be the cam position, but he has a lot of good stuff to be able to potentially be a beast. Like if this card ends up being 5-star, 5-star, it would be interesting. Like it's interesting with this card though, because if these are official stats like they say it is, like 80 defense is actually really interesting to have in those side positions too, or just to have someone that can defend really well in those areas. So you might even be able to give him a shadow. If the shooting is high enough because he has a driven shot, I'm not even kidding, you might be able to give him a shadow. Like if you play a certain way, like if you're a 4-2-1-3 guy and you use him in the cam position, that'd be like the main ways, right? Patrick Vieira, probably going to be like a lengthy striker. I'm assuming that you would probably just give him like a Hawk chemistry style and use him specifically in that way. I mean, honestly, he could be an overpowered player. Who potentially knows? Because, I mean, crossing, I never really faced anybody that crosses the ball that often. But with this card, he has an aerial plus. He is pretty massive in game, right? So when it comes to like the jumping and physical presence, it could be pretty cool. We'll see, right? Driven shot, obviously, you need a driven in this game to be able to score opportunities while dealing with manual goalkeeping. But yeah, I mean, he has a lot of potential to be pretty sick, to be honest. Marco Reus, I'm going to be real with you. It actually makes more sense that he's a center mid than it is to use him in this game as an attacker, because I'm not even kidding, as an attacker, he's just, his body type just makes him feel generic. You know what I'm saying? Like even when they released that one card this year, I think it was a flashback, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, flashback Royce card. Obviously had a bunch of likes on it, blah, blah, blah. But his body type always makes him dribble a certain way because of the way that they generally format it with the play styles and all that kind of stuff. But center mid position wise, it would make more sense, right? Like you probably give him like a anchor chemistry style. He has two of the very relevant play styles in intercept and anticipate. And then he still has incisive and a jockey. So having a card like that, similar to the Kane card in the center mid position, would be really cool, right? Rashford, again, looks like an actual center mid, technical, pinged pass, anticipate, and a long pass. He has very good defensive stats. Kind of looks like a card you're probably going to give maybe like a Guardian to. Is it Guardian or Gladiator? I always forget which one it is. Can't load the bins. Anyways, yeah, I think it's Gladiator, right? Or Guardian, Gladiator? Oh, it's none of those. It's Sentinel. Yeah, it's Sentinel. Sorry. I'm tripping, dude. I'm tripping. Right there. Sorry, I'm a little bit blind. It might be a Sentinel, or it might be something that you boost passing for as well. Yeah, maybe. There's going to be some different options. But yeah, center mid-wise, all he really needs is a regular anticipate, and then in the midfield position, he could definitely... potentially get the job done. Olise, I think, will be a very interesting card for a lot of people because he was pretty meta for a good majority of this year. This team of the season card, some people, this was a very 50-50 card for people, to be honest with you guys. Like even when I used him, I was like, I can tell this one's 50-50. Like the versions before, with the current players that existed during that time period, like he didn't really feel like super crazy. Like honestly, with this card, I'm not even kidding when I say this, like I actually preferred, like if I was gonna be serious, like if I were to use this card, I would actually prefer him on the left-hand side with his Shadow Striker personally. I don't know what it was. Like every time I got him generally in that area, he did way better. With this new card that's coming out, striker position change, 3 of the 4 playstyle pluses are very relevant. I think the finesse driven and the quick step will be really good. Definitely needs stuff like a first touch, stuff like a press proven, because those lack of playstyles when it came to dribbling was noticeable on this card. That's where the 50-50 part comes from for some people when they were using him as a 6-foot tall player with the lack of dribbling stats, right? Like that was like a really big thing for a couple people here and there, right? Martin Odigard gets a left wing position change and he looks like he's well formatted for it. Probably looks like a card you give a Hawk to as well. Ew. Or you give... might be a sniper vibe to him too. It all depends, right? Like he has all the right stuff, to be honest. Incisive is cool to work with because there's some formations where if you play a 4-2-1-3, like sometimes they'll come in on the attack and then having incisive is still cool. But first touch on a driven as a left-footed player, That's going to be obviously a really huge variable. And then the fact that he has technical for that side position will probably be a really big deal as well. Lukaku as a center back. Lukaku as a center back has potential just because of how massive he is. Like, he's a really, really big guy. And I think that because of how massive he is in game with his body type, I think that could be like the killer thing. Because there was a time period where, I think it was last year, I don't know if it was this year, where Holland was like a meta center back for like a very long time. It was this year. So it was this card right here. And, you know, because of his body type and because of the way that he was formatted generally in the playstyles department, he was amazing to use for such a long period of time, right? Before, obviously, the recent cards that we've received. And it's because of his body type, because of all that kind of stuff, it made that difference. So again, similar situation to Lukaku, where you're probably going to format him for the lengthy. He's going to have a huge body type while being 6'3", and that could be a really good combination for a card like that turns into a midfielder, right? The next card that we have here is going to be the Mia Hamm card. So she does get intercept. These cards that are formatted for the center mid, like they show you that they're actual center mids, they do look like actual center mids, right? Like for the most part. I think if I were to use some of those cards in the CDM position, like Kane has potential if he has a regular anticipates, but because of his body type, right? Like having that in the CDM position with a physical presence is great. And Kane is generally formatted for a lengthy, right? Like if I go to his Bundesliga, for instance, he has like these cards here that are formatted for lengthies, but he's not for a shadow. So that's why, oh no, he is with a shadow too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying generally. Yeah, I mean, these cards, shadow chemistry style. So yeah, I mean, in the midfield position, honestly, he could be really good, especially if he gets like those dribbling boosts. But Hamm, again, could be like your more agile player in that midfield position. Could be similar to like a Luka Modric type of player, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like you're just more agile, probably going to play better than Luka Modric just because of her base mechanic stuff being fantastic, right? And then obviously all the play styles that she has makes her a passing monster while having intercept and then potentially having the anticipate as well, which would make a really big difference for her too, right? Swanson right back card, not much to see there because she's a right back. So obviously if I were to give her like an anchor, she could be pretty cool. The playstyles are not bad, but she would just obviously need some other stuff here. Mamar, that's being signed by Liverpool, or already signed by Liverpool, I'm pretty sure. He looks pretty good. I think he has a couple of things there that makes him really nice. Let me see his... How tall is this guy? 6'6". Holy, he could be a crazy goalkeeper or center back. Dude, he's gonna be massive in game in the center back position. Like, he actually could be really good there. Pretty interesting to see, to be honest. Enrich gets a card. I mean, finally, I don't think Enrich got a single card this year. Honestly, doesn't count. This card was super whatever. I mean, the promos this year, they were really weird, but. Enrich gets a card. Looks like he's better, well formatted for how this game is. Hopefully they give him a regular driven shots too, to be honest. But yeah, first touch plus is great. Pink pass is great. Finesse shot to cut inside, considering the fact that he is a left-footed player, right? So obviously if I have him on the right-hand side and he at least has a 5-star weak foot for the driven shots, then that would be really cool too, right? But yeah, driven shot for a card like this would be really important. You're probably going to give him like an engine or a hawk, depending on how he kind of looks generally. But yeah, Diani is the next one too. Diani looks like she could be a really good player as well, with some defensive stats too, which makes a difference. Definitely looks like a sided cam with a hawk. I think with that hawk, it would definitely be really cool on her because of the pace, shooting, and physical boost, while still working with some defensive stats. It's always a plus to have, right? Because having defensive stats, it's not like back in the day. If you had defensive stats back in the day, but, you know, obviously playstyles wasn't as relevant, then you'd be chilling. But yeah, nowadays is a little bit different. You know, it's a little bit different. But obviously some really cool stuff there with Diani. I mean, she's French. She gives you the League One links. With her, it's kind of easy because Mateo is such a good, cheap player. Player right here, right? And then she obviously plays in the D1 as well, French player, and then she's just generally very good in the game too, right? She's so cheap, man. These are cards I should have done reviews for, but League One didn't even have any coins during that time period, right? But yeah, no, Enrich could definitely be really sick for sure. Cafu as a CDM has potential. I could see him being like the more agile type of player in that area. This card, unless he gets some sort of evolution, is super irrelevant as of right now. I mean, not irrelevant. Like, he's actually still quite decent, but like, honestly, like, this game is so meta now that you collect a Doom Freeze and you're probably going to use Doom Freeze forever. Like, I haven't even given that card like any playstyle or anything from the season pass, and he still absolutely cooks, right? So it's the problem with these cards nowadays is that it's way more relevant to work with a card that is a lengthy physical player compared to a player that does not have a quick step plus and is not a lengthy, right? Like, the only way you can survive being that type of player is this Lala card, who is generally absolutely incredible. It was actually insane because the way that the right back situation worked was so cringe, right? And EA are cringe for this. I review Lala, 500k. I was willing to pay for it because I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever get a right back like this again, right? Frimpong comes out. Frimpong is awesome. But then Frimpong is nothing compared to Doom Freeze. You know what I'm saying? Like, because of the lengthy, right? You're lengthy in the physical. For me, it just makes a really huge difference. But yeah, I mean, the meta, that's how fast the meta changes. I make a review, a week later they drop a card that's significantly better, and I would never touch the other card ever again. Like, it's just weird, right? But anyways, yeah, anything else that's like really cool? We have other players that, you know, maybe some people might be interested in, right? There's like JJ, who gets a card, Mappy Leon, Company, who turns into a goalkeeper. Company hasn't had a good card the entire year, which is just insane to me. So this is where they go wrong, right? Because it's like, you have this card, you never make any card for him, and then you have to wait until like what, footies to get like an actual good card for him. Like, this card was never used. I never saw this card. Like, even this card right here, he was probably like super expensive in the beginning. That's why people didn't try him out. But then like afterwards, you just never seen him again, right? Like, you have to do some crazy evolutions for him to be like a card that people would actually be interested in, right? The only card down here that I could potentially see being very good too is maybe the Diego Milito. Diego Milito is always formatted horribly in this game, but this one, I mean, honestly, there's potential with them being able to give him like an engine or a finisher of some sort, something like that, and excuse me, having a card that can actually play in the attacking positions well enough. He just needs the right play styles, because as of right now, Chip is cool, right? But it's mainly the driven that's important. He's got the rapid, the technical, and with Diego Milito, you know, he would definitely need like a 5-star weak foot or something to like really be good. But that's pretty much it, really, for the Shapeshifters. I mean, we might do some reviews here and there for some of these cards, because they actually could be very interesting to try out, just because there's more of a concept towards it, since they are very different players. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the discussion of Shapeshifters Team 1. We'll release a custom tactic video today, and we'll see what the vibes are afterwards. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video today, and I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.